Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Michael D. Fry. I'm back talking about relationships, specifically marriage. This is marriage part two. Um, Last time I was just talking about the purpose for a marriage, and I just want to get a little bit more into that today. Um, and I also want to let you know, just be looking out for, we have courses and things like my wife and I have courses coming out, about being a virgin, celibacy, soul ties, and things like that. How to navigate relationships. But what I want to talk about today is just in that marriage or pursuing someone for marriage, you got to know God is in that thing. My thing is just like set aside all your preferences and all your it has to be this and all your checklists or whatever. Submit your list to the Lord. That's what I did. I remember when I was about I want to say about 19 or 20 or so like that. I prayed for a wife. I didn't pray for a girlfriend. I didn't pray for a fiance. And I prayed all these different attributes that were important to me. But at the end, the caveat of all of this was like, whatever God, whatever you want for me, that's what I want. I want God's best for my life. You hear the scripture that talks about the good, the acceptable, and perfect will of God. I want the perfect will of God in my life. I don't want to just marry somebody that's good enough. I want to marry the perfect one. I'm not perfect. She's not perfect, but we're perfect for each other. And I know that. And I know some people will say, even preachers will say I'm over spiritualizing it, and that's okay. But according to my faith being unto me, whatever I want my relationship, that's the kind of relationship that I wanted. I want God's best for me out of everything in my life. So that's why I have the wife I have. She's an awesome and amazing person. And a couple of times I'm gonna get her on here or whatever. And I'm gonna put some links down. This is how we do it. Links down below to some of her stuff that she got online. Awesome preacher, awesome minister, just phenomenal person, period. And one of the realest that you'll ever meet. Yeah. And that's why I love her. And that's why God sent her for me, because those are the things that I need in my life. And as you talk about marriage, you need somebody, as my wife would say, like, you need a ride or die that's going to be there and just have your back. I'm not saying support you when you're doing wrong stuff or whatever, but support you in a God-given way, and know that, and be real enough to tell you the things that you need. Sometimes she tells me stuff and I don't want to hear it. I don't like it or whatever, but I know that I need it. Even if she didn't say it in the tone that I like or whatever, I got to push past all that stuff and recognize and thank God that I have somebody here with me to share life with and do life with that's going to tell me the truth. She don't want to see me out there looking stupid, or see me hurting myself or doing damage and things to hurt our family. So yeah, she gonna step up and say some stuff. And I thank God for that. And that's where it should be. Marriage should be, marriage should be that thing that just like sharpens us and get us to our optimal, place in life. You should be making each other better, not making each other worse. And I'm not saying this is not no ticket of saying getting out of marriage or things like that. I'm a proponent for marriage. I'm for marriage, and I believe they can all be worked out some kind of way. There's some different things, but you just gotta be God led with that. And that's what I'm talking about today, being God led in those romantic relationships before you even get there. My wife and I, we met in a small church that I grew up in. She was there for an internship, and when she talked, like she opened her mouth and would say things in Bible study, I was like, wait a minute. This is the type of woman that I prayed for. And it kind of scared me because it happened so fast and it came out of nowhere. Just earlier that year, this was back in 2005. So January of 2005, I'm thinking like, this is the year I wanted to be married and be successful in my career and starting to have kids and things like that or whatever. And my birthday was coming and it was like, none of this stuff was happening. None of it was like, the woman wasn't even in sight, had no kids, was out of a job. So I was doing all kind of odd things to work. I'm like, God, you're real funny. You're real funny. So on my 25th birthday is when I met my wife. So he was funny. So I thought by 25 I would start all these things, but I didn't meet her until that 25th birthday. And I thought even when I met my wife, it would take some time, a year or a year and a half, and I would fall in love with her and things like that. But it was like I met her May 15, 2005. And by June we were together, and I'm like, I love this woman. Already I know that. I ain't tell her. That's another thing. You got to use wisdom when you're going through and navigating a relationship. Brothers, please, if you know that that's your wife, don't tell her first, off the rip, you my wife, I love you, we're going to get married. No, wait some time. I only know her like 2 months, and I knew that it was my wife. But I knew enough to say, hey, I wrote a nice little letter that she was supposed to open when she moved back, went back home to Georgia. But that's a whole nother story. We had to tell you that one day. But anyway, I wrote the letter and let her know that I'm not looking for anybody else. The time that we shared and we were together, it was like, hey, we're going to be together even when we were apart. We were miles apart. I was in Michigan. She was in Georgia, and we're miles apart. And I really didn't have the money to be getting down there as often as I wanted to. But I knew that I was not looking for anybody else. I knew that she was God's perfect one for me. And I knew within months of meeting her and getting to kick it with her that she was my wife. And that's what I'm saying. You got to be God led by those things. You got to be. Maybe I'm over spiritualizing it and things like that. Yeah, I could have picked anybody else. She could have picked somebody else or said yes to some other brothers and things like that. But we waited for God's best. Again, not perfect, but we're God's best for each other. And in this process, we're being perfected, and we won't give up. And I thank God for her every day, because it's been a journey going through life. And I'm glad I get to build my life, or we get to build our life together with, I get to build it with her. She is like one of the best people. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. All that right now. What I'm saying is that you need to be God led by things. Pray about it. Pray about those attributes and stuff, and don't settle. I prayed and asked God for like a long list of stuff. I can't even tell you right now all the stuff that I prayed. I was like, she had to be saved. You got to have a relationship with the Lord. I do music. I would appreciate that she'll know music and love music too. And, just she would be a family person, and she would be with somebody who want kids. And it was like all these different things. And at the end, I was like, hey, but Lord, everything that you want from me, I will take that. I will put this list aside just to get your perfect will for my life. I can sit up here and say all at once and a checklist. And, we watch the movies and people have all the checklists, which are good. But sometimes we will miss some stuff. I'll let you know, because one of the things on my checklist, I was like, well, whoever I date, she have to be 2 years, either 2 years older than me or 2 years below me. I was like, I have this range. That's the only thing I would, only age range I would date. My wife is 5 years younger than me. Had I known her age at the time, I probably wouldn't even pursue her, because I'm like, I was 25, she 20. It's like different. I'm ending college, going into career. She basically starting school, and it's like two different things. And where I was from, in Detroit area, 20-year-olds at that time were just very, to me, immature. So I was just like, I ain't got time to deal with that. I'm thinking about marriage and a future together. So I'm like, that's the things that you have to think about and not sacrifice. Can you see yourself with this person? Can you see yourself in marriage forever, waking up every day to the same woman? Can you see that? Can you see, and not to get graphic, is there a romantic relationship there? Like, do you see stuff going down in the bedroom after marriage, of course? Do you see that? Is this a friend? Is this somebody that you can bring home to your mom and dad? Things like that. Is this somebody who will respect your parents, respect your family, and just kind of, not saying that your family don't dictate who you with and things like that, but I came from a real, loving family and welcoming family and stuff like that. And so for her interaction with the family was important to me, and it was important to her too. But we both loved each other, or love each other's family. I love my in-laws. I don't have anything to say against, And people be like, oh, I love my in-laws. I cannot wait to get there and visit with them. That's how much fun we have. And then now that my parents are gone, they are my parents, and that's my thing. My nieces and nephews on that side too, I love them. I love them all. And my thing is that I'm kind of getting off subject here, but that's what all I'm just saying. Be God led in everything that you do. And we're specifically talking about marriage. Don't settle. Seek God's perfect will for your life. And according to your faith be it unto you, if that's what you want, like he will allow us to do stuff that's just okay and average, but he didn't design our lives to be okay and average. So seek those best things. He wants to do the best for us. It says no good thing would he withhold from those who walk upright before him. So as we are seeking him and walking upright before him, he wants to do the best in our life. He wants to give you the best helpmate, brothers. So if a woman, she's so quick to give it up and things like that, and she's not willing to maintain until after marriage, don't deal with that. I mean, I know we have flesh and stuff like that, but don't, step up to a God standard of things. And trust me, you will have the best. I know people ask, well, how don't you know? Or if, when it deals with sex, people will say, well, if you haven't experienced it before, or if you guys haven't come together before that, how you know it's going to be good? My thing is that, like, I've experienced, my wife was a virgin, and I was celibate until we got married. Until we got married. But when things go down in the bedroom, I'm not getting graphic, but the Lord is good. Bless his name. And that's the way it should be. And we should be able to talk about these things in church, and just among the circle of believers. And I'm not ashamed to do that. My thing is that I waited for God's best for me. And it looked stupid I was not dating, single for the longest. And it looked, people like, is something wrong with you? Why don't you do, you ain't dating nobody. We ain't seen you bring nobody and things like that. I hadn't got there yet. I hadn't met Lisa. And then with our age gap, it was on purpose because when I was 20, she was 15. So if I would have known her, that'd have been kind of nasty and just illegal. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, God worked those things out, and he was just working things out in us so that we would be perfect for each other. And so that's all I want to talk about in this segment. It's just be God led by things, seek his perfect will for your life. Don't settle for things. Just because everybody's doing this or everybody around you may be getting married or having kids and things like that. Don't settle. Wait for God's timing and God's perfect match for your life. I'm telling you, I'm a witness that it's so much better. Marriage is, it's not easy. Back in the day in marriage boot camp, we used to say it's not for wimps. It's not. It's a hard thing to do, even with the one you're supposed to be with. So my thing is, like, don't enter it into it lightly. If you cannot see yourself, as you're dating this person, you're dating this woman, you can't see you being in a marriage with her. Then my thing is like, what is the purpose for that? We got too much purpose in our lives to just be, laying around with people and things like that. And you see what I'm saying? There's too much purpose. We need to do things intentionally. And yeah, it may be stuff fun to do, because I wasn't that person either. I didn't just date because it was like, oh, it's just something to do or fun to do or in the meantime. No. If I couldn't see that this woman was potential wife, there was no purpose. We could be friends. I could be friends with everybody. Friends without benefit. There was no benefits going on. But you know what I'm saying? I could be friends and that was that. But my thing is that it may be over spiritualizing. Maybe that ain't your thing. Maybe that's not for you. But for the people that want God's best for their life, don't settle. Wait for what God has for you. Tune out every voice that's not like his. People ask me, well, it says that if a man findeth a wife, he find a good thing. If you're not out there searching for her, how you going to find her? I'm like, that's not what it means, And they kind of crept into me and they got me because only place I went was church, home, and work at the time or whatever. I didn't do the bars and the clubs and stuff like that. And in school, and it was just like my circle of places I was going, it didn't seem like I was going to meet a wife. I was like, this don't seem like it's going to happen. But God stepped in and sent somebody. He sent Delisa to my church, who I thought, okay, I'm related to all these people, so I didn't think it was going to happen there. Yeah, but he sent somebody there. Uh-oh, here she come now. Hold on, y'all.
What happened?
Hold on, y'all. Nothing happened. You in my video. Nothing happened.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, I'm just talking about you in marriage. So I just want to finish just a little bit. So let me wrap this up. It's a little bit long, but I'm saying that God sent her specifically for me, and vice versa. My thing is like, don't settle. The Bible says, according to your faith, be it unto you. I want to challenge you, and I want to push you to just expect God's best for your life. Live upright before him and expect his best for your life. I'm telling you, Lisa is far more and greater than anything, like any woman that I could have picked myself, period. I could have never picked it. And so you have to leave that to God. So that's it. That's it for today. I may talk about a little bit more about marriage the next time, but we're still going to stay in relationship because I got more to tell you guys about. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe. All right. Bye.